It is now my pleasure to turn today's program over to Owen Fail. Owen, the floor is yours.
Hello, and welcome to Coding for Commerce. In today's session, we're going to cover working with Scriptable Cart, specifically in SuiteCommerce Advanced. Now, before we begin, we'll start with a safe harbor statement. I'll give all of us a few moments to read through this before we dive in and get started. Okay, so my name is Owen Fail, and I lead the e-commerce solution consulting team at NetSuite. And joining me today is Milagros Garikoitz, who is an e-commerce solution consultant who actually works every day in the SuiteCommerce Advanced code. So she's a deep technical resource for us, and it's a pleasure to have her join us today. Now, for an agenda, we're going to begin by discussing Scriptable Cart best practices and common use cases. Then Milagros will dive into the actual technical details of doing so. And then she'll go into a live example with sample code as well of a variable amount item, in this case gift cards, that will be using the Scriptable Cart functionality. And then to finish, we'll have an open question and answer session. And throughout today's webinar, please enter your questions in the Q&A box within WebEx, and we'll answer that during that last section. So, Scriptable Cart is a client-side script deployed to the sales order record that executes from the web store context on the server side. And you need to do a few things first to actually enable the use of Scriptable Cart. First of all, you need to enable the advanced site customization feature as well as the client suite script feature in NetSuite backoffice. Then after these two features are turned on, then you will have to check the Scriptable Cart and checkout box in the Setup website page within the SuiteCommerce Advanced dropdown within NetSuite backoffice. Now, the deployment must be set against the all-role permission level. And the reason for this is that the Scriptable Cart script needs to be executed by both the customer center and shopper roles. And there's two different ways you can execute this script. You can either do it as a record level script or as a form level script. And as a best practice, we recommend setting your Scriptable Cart script as a form level script. The reason for this is that a record level script is going to run against every sales order generated in NetSuite backoffice. So this not only includes sales orders created from all the different websites you may have that are powered by SuiteCommerce Advanced, as well as Site Builder, as well as traditional, let's say, call center orders that are being placed through the phone. So to have more granular control of where the script is going to be executed, what you want to do is set it as a form level script. And the reason for this is then you can specify different forms per website. So in other words, this example, for instance, the gift card and having discounts applied to it for shipping, that could be specific to only one website. So it's kind of a general execution level versus specific to one website, and that's why we recommend form level. Now, there are many use cases for this. Some of the more common ones are, first of all, changing price levels of items, where the traditional ways of doing so in SuiteCommerce Advanced don't apply. So an example of this is variable value items like gift cards. So sure, in SuiteCommerce Advanced, you could set the gift card to have different thresholds like a $5 gift card, a $10 gift card. But in SuiteCommerce Advanced, if you want to have it as a free text numerical field, where as a user I can enter the specific value for the gift card that I want to purchase, That then needs to be scriptable cart. Another very common use case in this context of changing price levels of items are donation items. So for all of our nonprofit users on NetSuite, we commonly set up donation items in SuiteCommerce Advanced using scriptable cart. Other examples are using or setting a custom tax, either for a specific item or for all items being placed through the site instead of using NetSuite's default tax engine. Also very common would be to build a configurator, and scriptable cart would be needed by the configurator to actually calculate then the build cost of the item and then the displayed price level. Like let's say it's a pump, when you determine the material and let's say the flow and the power to it, all of those inputs can then calculate and then generate a new price. And once that price is generated, then it has to write to the cart what that custom price is based upon that exact configuration. Two other quick examples include changing the shipping rate and then complex promotion calculations beyond Suite promotions, as well as using third-party scripts within the cart as well. Now, at this point, I'm going to pass this over to Milagros, who will dive into more of the actual technical details of utilizing a scriptable cart in your own website. Milagros?
So let me share my screen to continue with this second part of the presentation. So now I would like to dive into more technical details on creating scriptable cart. The following list lists each client event type available for scriptable cart. It is best practice when creating functions for these events to name them indicating the event type associated. For example, custom recalc or custom field change, and so on. So talking a little bit about each event, for example, the page init executes when the shopper logs into the web store. The function for this event receives only one parameter named type, and the context of the web store, the value for it must be create. The event field change occurs when a field is changed by the shopper or by any other client call. This event receives three parameters: type, that could be either item or blank, and refers to the sublist being changed. The name is the internal ID of the field changing, and line number is the item sublist line number changing. If type is blank, so it is line number. Remember that line numbers start at 1. A couple of examples for this event could be when a shopper changes the address field, or when there is a change in the coupon code, for example. The post sourcing event receives two parameters: the type for the sublist internal ID and the name for the field internal ID. This event occurs following a field change and after all child field values are sourced from the server. The validate line event receives only the type parameter, and the value for it should be item. This event is triggered prior to an item being added to the shopping cart. The function for this event must return true if we want to add the item to the cart, or false if we want to reject it. And last but not least, the event recalc receives two parameters: the type and the action being executed. The action could be either commit, batch commit, insert, or remove. But in scriptable cart, the action can only be commit or remove. Note that only events related to items are applicable. So this event occurs after the shopping cart changes, and a couple of examples could be: when a shopper adds an item to the shopping cart, the recalc event is triggered and the order amount is recalculated. This is due to a commit action. When a shopper deletes an item from the cart, the recalc event is triggered too, and the order amount is recalculated because of a remove action. And when the quantity of an item changes in the shopping cart, the recalc event is also triggered and the order subtotal is recalculated due to a commit action. So now I would like to talk about some best practices for writing and using Scriptable cart. We recommend to use the recalc event to go over all the lines in the sales order. The recalc event executes only once after a change in the shopping cart. However, other events like field change may trigger much more times. This way, we get a mapping with all the values needed for the script logic, and we minimize the times we go over all the lines. If there is no need to execute our code in the backend or any other context rather than the web store, we can verify this and exit the event function. Below, we have the code to verify the context and exit the function if we are not executed in the web store. Check the action and type of the field or sublist being changed before executing the recalc function. This is a common practice to make sure that the type is item and the action is either commit or remove. Because of what I said before, that only commit and remove actions are applicable for Scriptable cart, and only events related to items are the ones that are triggered. If we need to load any record, perform a save search, or there is any need to call a suitelet, we recommend to save the information retrieved in the session, so we don't have to make the same request multiple times. Below is an example of how to retrieve the information of the session and how to save the information too. We will get the session context and we will store the data in session objects. It's important to use semaphores to avoid having recursion when modifying fields. Semaphores are used to control the access to a common resource by multiple processes in a concurrent system, and is usually represented with a variable. We need to use them in Scriptable cart because, for example, if we change some field in the recalc event using the NL API setFieldValue function, for example, this will trigger the field change event, and then the recalc event again, and so on. So we might enter a loop. We recommend the option to have a global variable inside the script that starts in false, and before making any changes, we ask to see if this variable is still false. Before executing anything, the variable changes to true. So if we have a chain event, that one won't execute. Instead of having a global variable in the script, we could also have a transaction body field, and we usually name it isProcessing or mutex. If we talk a little bit about permissions over Scriptable cart, you should know that it doesn't have permissions to access everything, and it has limited access to backend records. For example, it doesn't have permission to access customer or item information. But we have a couple of workarounds for this. For example, if we need customer information, we can use a transaction body field when we need to access some information from the customer. This transaction body field will source from the customer record, and this field usually doesn't have the store value check. If we need item information, we can use a transaction column field. It will source for the item record as well. Usually this field is hidden from the website since it doesn't have the store value checked. And if we need custom records information, perform a save search, or anything that cannot be sourced from the sales order, we can create a page in each function, and if possible, cache the info or store it in the session. A common practice is to have a cache file where every time the custom record is saved, the changes are stored in a JSON file, and then this JSON file is just used as a script library. This cache file will be something like var cache record equals an empty object. So we can just access the variable cache record in the Scriptable cart. Moving on to the debugging section, The strategy for it is to open a new incognito window when testing and use NLAPI log execution function to log any wanted data. Remember to remove all the NLAPI log execution functions once the functionality is done, since the logs may have impact on the performance. And if the Scriptable card is set as a custom code in the form, instead of a normal client script deployed in the sales order, then the NLAPI log execution function won't be available for you. So what we have done regarding this in the past, and only for testing purposes, is to create a Suitelet that the only thing it does is log things, using of course NLAPI log execution. And then every time we want to log something in our Scriptable card, we will then call the Suitelet and it will make the log for us. Sometimes we need to send information to the Scriptable card to be aware of some changes where the Scriptable card needs to trigger for some reason. To communicate SuiteCommerce Advanced with the Scriptable card, we can create and use a transaction body field or a transaction column field. We will set the desired value in SuiteCommerce Advanced and then read it in the Scriptable card. This field needs to be set as web store or store item respectively, since we need to be able to access and edit them in the web store. A use case for this could be group items or buy one, get one promotion, where the items cannot usually be edited or removed by themselves. In the case of buy one or get one promotion, a common practice is to have a custom transaction column field with the name is not BOGO. This variable will be set to true when adding items from the web, and the ones added from the Scriptable card will have this value in false. This way we can differentiate them. And for example, for group items, a transaction column field will do the trick as well. We will use it with an ID to identify all of the group of items, so we cannot edit or remove them altogether. Even though a Scriptable card is a client script, you must know they behave different and they have different properties. For example, they run with different permissions. A normal client script runs as administrator, while the Scriptable card runs as a customer center or shopper role. Because of this, Scriptable card has a lot less permissions than a normal client script. A common practice is to access the DOM in the client scripts. We can modify and access the DOM, but this is not possible with Scriptable card. It is also common to display alerts using client scripts, but alerts won't be available for us in the Scriptable card. And last, Scriptable cards, the functions are called a lot more times than in a normal client script. So the last slide before moving on to the live demo, we want to share with you some known issues or warnings when you are creating Scriptable cards. First thing to know is that Scriptable parameters don't work. Also, if you're using SuiteScript 2.0, you need to be careful because it doesn't work either. If there's a client script using SuiteScript 2.0 deployed in the sales order, and you have Scriptable checkout enabled in your website record, there will be an error in the web store. Also, changes won't be available in open sessions or browsers, so always close all current windows and open a new incognito one to test new changes. Items disappearing from shopping but appearing in checkout. This issue normally happens on poorly coded Scriptable cards, and is usually solved when redesigning the script to iterate over all the lines in the card every time. It may happen that transaction column fields set from the Scriptable card are not being displayed in the web store. And last, searches of a customer sales order may not work properly, even though we have the permissions since it's a logged-in user. So now I will share my screen to show you the live example. It will be about creating a gift card and a script that it has a promotion. When gift cards are over $50, you will get free shipping. So I will share my storm, or my WordStorm. Okay, first I will want to show you how we create this gift card item. So here in the backend, I'm going to share my Google Chrome, sorry. Okay, here I will navigate to list, websites, items. And I want to show you the gift card item I created for this webinar. So we filter by gift certificate, and here the last item we display here is the one I created. I want to show you that it's a normal gift certificate item with the particular thing that it has price 0, because we wanted to make it a variable amount item. So what actually matters is the price entered by the customer in our website. Another important thing this item has is a particular item option for this generic card item. So let me navigate to customization and transaction item options to show you the item option I created for this. It is named gift card amount. It has the Costco gift card rate. It is applied to sales item. It is deployed to the web store. And it's just a normal item option of type currency. And as we can see here, it is applied to our gift card certificate item. What we pretend with this item option is to allow the user to enter a specific price for the item. So now that we have our gift card item created and the correct item option associated, I would like to show you how the Scriptable card in action in the web store, and then explain the Scriptable card at a code level. So let me show you the web store. Okay, here's Elbrus website. And as I can see here, it have a message in the home page saying that I get free shipping on my order if I buy a gift card for an amount greater than $50. So I had the intention of buying a gift card, but not for $50. I want it to be, I don't know, $25. So let's go to the Scriptable page. And here in the item listing page, we can see the gift card item we created before. As you can see, it has price 0. You can customize your solution and hide the price if necessary, just like I did here in the PDP. Okay, so I'm going to buy this gift certificate. Let's make it to Owen. Today is your lucky day. So let's enter the email at netsuite.com and a message. And I will try to add to a cart. Now the Scriptable cart will trigger and try to validate the line being added to the cart. Since I didn't enter an amount for this gift card, it will return an error. So now I will enter $25. And I will add to the cart. You can see now how the line was validated and the price changed to be $25. I will continue shopping since I want to add something for myself. For example, I don't know, this mouse pad. I will add to the cart, and now I will continue to view the cart and check out. Okay, I will ask to be logged in. I will use my user. So here in the cart, we can see how the gift card price is the one we entered before. The order subtotal, the order summary, was recalculated to include this price for the gift card. So I will proceed to checkout, And in checkout, I will choose the fastest shipping, since I'm in a rush to get this mouse pad for myself. But the fastest shipping, it cost me $32.50. I think it's a little bit expensive. And now I remember that I could get free shipping if I buy a gift card for an amount greater or equal than $50. So if I send a gift card to Owen for an amount of $50, he'll be happier, and I will get free shipping for tomorrow. And the order will even cost me less. So let's edit the card and change the gift card amount. I will go back to edit the card and edit the gift card to now be $50. I will update the item, and now we can see the gift card certificate total was updated to $50, and if we take a look at the summary, the subtotal was recalculated as well, and taking a closer look, shipping now cost me $0. This is the Scriptable card being triggered and recalculating the shipping cost because I have a gift certificate with an amount of $50. So now I apply for this promotion. Let's proceed to checkout. And here we can validate that no matter what shipping I choose, now I have the standard, cost me $0, but if I choose rush, it will still cost me $0. So I will place the order. So once the order is placed, I would like to show you the order details in the backend to verify that the fields are the correct ones, meaning the shipping is $0 and the gift card total is $50, just like I requested. So let me copy this ID. And let's go back to the backend and search for the sales order. Okay. So if we take a look at the details of this order, we can see the shipping cost is $0, just like I was promised. And if we scroll down to the items, we can see the gift card certificate for an amount of $50. So now that we've seen the Scriptable card running, I want to show you the code for it. Okay, so let me share my WebStorm so we can take a closer look to the code. There are 4 functions implemented here that are associated for 4 of the events available for Scriptable card. I want to show you first the validate line function. What we first do here is to validate the context is the web store. Then we will validate the type is item. And if everything is correct, we will get the item option for the gift card rate and verify that if we're talking about the gift certificate item and the gift card rate is not empty and is not $0, then we are okay and we validate the addition to the cart. If not, we will return an error. If everything is correct and the validate line is okay, the recalc function will be triggered. In the recalc function, we will also validate the context of that is web store, of course, and we will loop over the card lines. This function loop and process card lines will iterate over all the lines in the cart, and for each line, it will execute set customization pricing. This set customization pricing will get the item option for the gift card rate, and we will get the current price for the item, and it will compare them. If we have a value for the gift card rate and it's different of the current price for the item, we will then update the price for the item. And after the price of the item is updated, there's another event that will be triggered, and it's the field change. So in the field change function, we will verify that the field changing is the ship method or the rate. If that's okay, and we are talking about a cart with a gift card item, this function has gift card item will verify that we have a line in our cart for a gift card and that the current rate for the gift card is greater than 50. So this means we are applicable for the promotion. So if we apply for the promotion, the Scriptable card will update the shipping cost to 0. And after the field change event, the post-sourcing event will execute. In this case, we will verify that the field being changing is shipping tax code. If this is the case, then we want to update the shipping tax rate to 0. Since our shipping cost is 0, we will need to update the tax for it. Okay, so this is the Scriptable card code with 4 functions for 4 events. And now I would like to show you in the backend how to create this script deployment and how to enable it in our website. So let me go back to the backend, and if we go to customization, scripts, and new, we will create a new script for it. But I already have it created, so let me show you how the record looks like. Here's the script. It's a script of type client, and here in the functions, in the event sections, we already set up the function associated to each event. So for example, the field change event will execute the field change function, the post-sourcing event will execute this function, and so on for the validate line and the recalc functions. Once we have our script created, we need to make the deployment to the sales order. So if I go to the deployment tab, I can see I have a deployment made to the sales order. And you can change the log level to see your debugging sections. Once we have our script created and deployed to the sales order, we can go to the website record and enable Scriptable card. So if I go to Setup, SuiteCommerce Advanced, Setup Website, and I edit my website record, under the Setup tab and Preferences, I have this checkbox named Scriptable card and Checkout. We need to enable this checkout to available for Scriptable card in our website. If this checkbox is false, even though we have our script created and deployed to the sales order, it won't run in our website. So these are the steps to create a Scriptable card, and just an example of how to execute it. So we will continue with a couple of slides we have in our presentation, and then with a Q&A section. So going back to the PowerPoint. Oh, and maybe I can pass the control to you.
Thank you, Millie. So at this point, we're going to push out a poll to all of you, and we really appreciate your response to this, as it really guides future sessions and the future agendas for these. So while you're responding to the poll, I do recommend strongly visiting developers.suitecommerce.com. It's beyond, technical documentation and roadmap, design guides, and even a live customer gallery. Specific to the Coding for Commerce webinar series, we will post this webinar recording, and you can also view the one from about a month ago. And then we're also going to post a supplementary article on the same topic, Scriptable cart, as well as the code Milagros just stepped through with all of us. So at this point, let's move into question and answer. All right, Millie, so the first question coming through, let's see here. So why would you implement a solution with Scriptable cart rather than just adding it to a service file in SuiteCommerce Advanced?
Okay, well, the answer for that is that there's specific things we cannot do with just a service file in SuiteCommerce Advanced, because the Commerce API won't allow us to change the price for an item. So for that, we need to run a client script, okay, that iterates over each line and edit the price, just like we do in the backend. The thing is, we are not allowed to do it with a service file from SuiteCommerce Advanced.
Great, thank you. Here's another one. I don't understand the definition of events. So how would you describe an event, Millie?
Just like the client script in the backend, it has events that trigger I don't know, some specific action. So for example, when let me explain it in the backend so you can imagine in the SuiteCommerce Advanced. When we go to a sales order, when the page loads, the page init event is triggered. When we add an item to our sales order, we will trigger the validate line event, right? So it validates that the line is correct. If we remove a line, the remove line event is triggered, and so on. If we change a field, the field change event is triggered, and then the post sourcing if we have any sourcing field depending on that field. So the same happens in SuiteCommerce Advanced. The live order, we can think the live order as just like an order in the backend. It has fields, it has lines for our items. So every time we change something, the event associated will be triggered. I hope that makes it clear.
Great. All right, another one. So are there any solutions that aren't appropriate for Scriptable Cart? In other words, are there things that can be solved via Scriptable Cart but should actually be done in another way, possibly natively within NetSuite?
Well, you have now with Super Promotions, you have a lot of promotions you can apply natively with the backend. Back in the times, we need to do it with Scriptable Cart. I don't know, maybe you need to perform any other kind of validation that you can do at a code level before trying to add it, before pressing the Add to Cart button, for example. The Scriptable Cart, it is specific for, it is really usable for changing the price. That is something that we cannot achieve with a service or in SuiteCommerce Advanced or with the Commerce API.
Great. And here, I think this is a question specific to the demo that you shared with us. So would there be a way to display all of the shipping options with a zero cost after that promotion had been applied by Scriptable Cart? So on the checkout page, it still showed, you know, like UPS ground being $5, and I think it was, you know, 1 day or what have you being $35, even though in the order total, it displayed shipping cost accurately being 0.
Yes, you can do that, but you don't need Scriptable Cart for that. You just do it with a small customization in your SuiteCommerce modules. What we do it, the reason we do a Scriptable Cart to change the shipping cost, since the same result as the item price, the Commerce API won't allow us to change that kind of price. So we need to be able to access some other way, like in a client script, to be able to change the shipping rate or the shipping tax and so on. But if you want to display the shipping options just another way, or maybe a message saying you're now applying to this promotion, you don't need Scriptable Cart for that. You just can do it with SuiteCommerce Advanced customization.
Great. Okay. Then another one, there's been a couple performance questions. So I think Scriptable Cart has a reputation for, you know, sometimes impacting checkup performance. So Millie, can you recommend any best practices to address this performance hit that may happen?
Yes. We already discussed this a little bit in the presentation, but remove all logs. Logs have an import in the performance, and we recommend to use the recalc function. The recalc function executes only once, and there you can iterate over the lines, and you will be doing this only one time. If you have events like field change and all of that, these events can be triggered much more times, so fewer functions less impact on the performance, right? That is our recommendation. Of course, enabling scriptable cart may have an impact since you are iterating over the lines, and you won't do it if you have it disabled, right? But just a best practice to have less impact on the performance could be that.
It's a good tip. All right, and then just I think specific to the your code example. So previously, I had recommended as a best practice, running the script at the form level instead of the record level, just so you have that more granular control. But the question came in that it seems like you actually deployed your script using the record level. Is that correct, Millie? And if so, why did you personally, in that case, pick record versus form?
There's no particular reason. I just it was faster to do it, right? Just creating a normal script and deploy it to the sales order. If I did it to the form, while I was testing the script, I had to create the Suitelet and that. It is best practice to do it in the form since you can encapsulate it just for the website. And maybe you don't need to control the context being executed in the web storm. There's no particular reason why I decided to do this for the webinar. I thought it was simpler to show just a normal script than go to the form and show the deployment and all of that.
Cool. So it's really just, like production quality versus just a demo then. Right?
Yeah, just a demo.
I definitely relate to that. All right. So here's another one. So while we wait for auto-apply promos to work targeted in later this year with Suite Promotions, currently, can we use Scriptable Cart to implement auto-apply promos that exist in the back office right now? So kind of to get around having our customers manually enter promo codes in the shopping cart. Is that a possibility?
Yes, of course. You can access the coupon code field from Scriptable Cart, so you can add some specific logic for your promotions and apply it if necessary, since you have all the lines available in the Scriptable Cart. If the lines apply to the promotion you want to apply, just changing the coupon code field, you'll be auto-applying the promotion, for say some way.
Okay, and here's a question on actual sales orders. Someone said that the sales order is generated, it looks like. So in what way are Scriptable Cart scripts affected by other client-side scripts on the sales order form to, that the Scriptable Cart script is also attached to?
Let me see if I understand the question. You have a form and you have several client scripts deployed to the specific form. If that is the question, if that is the case, then yes, all the client scripts applied to the form associated with your website record will execute. The same way, if you have, if you don't deploy it to the form and you do a normal sales order deployment, all client scripts deployed to the sales order will execute on the Scriptable Cart. So you need to be careful with that, especially, like I said before, if you had, for example, a client script using SuiteScript 2.0, because that would cause error. So you need to maybe do some validation that you are executing the web store and stuff like that.
Great. Okay. And then here's another one coming through. So we are trying to implement terms and conditions. Would this be an example of using Scriptable Cart for a TNC? So probably, having customers have to view the TNC and accept it before checking out.
Okay, I wouldn't use Scriptable Cart for that, since it's a customization you can just do for SuiteCommerce, creating a custom model. You don't need Scriptable Cart to validate live. You can prevent the user from going to checkout if he didn't apply to the terms and conditions.
So it sounds like just doing it that way is much simpler.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and then so sometimes customers ask for custom discounts, like free items, items with price 0 in SuiteCommerce Advanced. So, Millie, do you think that setting items to have, say, price 0 or a custom discount beyond assigning customer to a price level in the back office, that Scriptable Cart would be the best way to address that?
You mean customer level pricing, so the customer has a discount somehow?
Sorry, let me phrase it another way. So beyond the
Okay, yeah.
The price book discounts, like premium customer, etc., are on the item master. What if we wanted to offer an item for free as a $0 item for a specific customer? How would you recommend doing that?
Okay, first I will let the user know with, I don't know, some message or something displayed in the website that he's been gifted with something. And you can definitely add the item with Scriptable Cart. But I don't think it's necessary to do Scriptable Cart if you can do a customization to include a new item to the cart with price 0. The customization using Scriptable Cart will be if, for example, you cannot remove this item by himself or something like that, like buy one, get one promotion. We use Scriptable Cart for that because when we add an item, the Scriptable Cart take care of adding the one that adding to the cart the one that is free. And if you want to remove one, it will automatically remove the other one, right? So if you don't have dependency between the items, I don't think it's necessary to add the item by Scriptable Cart. Although, if the item has a price and you just wanted to add it with price 0, then if that's the case, you need Scriptable Cart since you are changing the price for the item.
Got it. Okay, and I think we might be up to our last question. The questions are slowing down a little bit, but a couple more just came in. We're keeping you on your toes, though. Here's one. So regarding multiple shipments within the same order, can you use Scriptable Cart to capture like a custom field per item regarding the fulfillment? So maybe like shipping notes per item. Could you do that with Scriptable Cart?
If you have a field per item, you can access the field totally with Scriptable Cart. You can make it a transaction column field, search from the item information, and available in the web store so you can check for the value of it. I didn't understand. You mean like notes for the packaging? Then yes. I mean, you can access the shipping method from Scriptable Cart if it is it could be the packaging notes. I don't know. It could be a custom field, and you can edit it from Scriptable Cart, of course.
Great. Yeah, I would assume it's something like leave it by the side door, right, for a specific shipment.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and then here's another one. So, is it accurate that items that are added to the cart via Scriptable Cart cannot be removed by the customer on the shopping cart page? It's a bit of a true or false. What's your view on that?
No. Yeah, no, the answer is false. I mean, if you add an item with a Scriptable Cart from the web store, you just see like a normal cart, a normal item in the cart, so you can go ahead and remove it, edit the quantity, and all of that. If you want to prevent from removing it, you need to prevent it from Scriptable Cart. In the remove event, you will have a function that will verify some condition you need and will prevent the removement of the item line. But it doesn't make difference adding an item from Scriptable Cart from the web store. You just see like a normal item.
Okay, and Okay, here's another one that might be Commerce API. Let's get your thoughts on this. But can the scriptable cart be used to sort line items on an order before it's committed in back office?
Wow.
Yeah.
Sort line items. Are you able to do that in the backend? I mean, if you create a sales order in the backend, I don't think you are allowed to sort the lines, right?
Yeah, I believe the goal is, so before the sales order is created, can we reorder the items before it hits the Commerce API?
No, I don't think that's possible. Sorry, but no.
Okay. And then here, so it looks like to be the last one coming in, and we'll wrap up after this.
Okay.
All right, Millie. So how can we stop a user from removing items from cart which were added by Scriptable cart? So kind of the reverse question. So is there a way to lock down the cart? So if you add an item to the cart and it also adds a second item, how do you make sure that that second item stays in the cart?
Yeah, well, that's the same as the buy one get one promotion. For example, you cannot remove the promotion by itself, right? So you can have when the item is added to the cart, you can set like a transaction column field, cannot remove, and true or something like that. And in the event remove line, you can validate that field and prevent it from removing it if you don't want to be removed.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, Millie, I really appreciate you joining me today and stepping through Scriptable cart and addressing all these questions.
No problem, Owen. So it's just a pleasure.
And everyone, just a reminder, check out developers.suitecommerce.com within the next day or two for the recording of this, a supporting document, Millie's code, as well as if you missed our last session together, you can also view that on developers.suitecommerce.com as well. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you all.
Thank you again for joining us today. This does conclude our web conference, and you may now disconnect. Have a great rest of your day.